Alright, what's up everybody, it's Kami, and if you guys have been subscribed to my channel for a while, or if you guys follow me on Twitter at FreyKugel, link in the description below, or if you guys talk to me on Discord, you guys know I like part 6 a lot, you guys know I like Jolyne a lot, you guys know I like Jotaro a lot, and I've seen a couple people from time to time say that Jotaro and Jolyne have a weird relationship, or that Jotaro's a bad dad, and yada yada yada. So I thought I would take today to kind of just, go over a couple things that happen in Stone Ocean, and talk about this relationship between the two characters, I guess, because I was like, you know what? I like both of the characters, and I want to make a video talking about Jolyne because I only really talked about her in the waifu video, and I actually really like her as a character. So I was like, you know what? I'll sit down and I'll take this scenario, this relationship between these two characters, and I'll talk about it. I'll explain a couple of things. Maybe it'll clear up some confusion for some people. Of course, I'm gonna talk about stuff that's already happened in the manga. So if you guys have read it, which I'm assuming most of you have read the manga, well, that's bad voice crack, but assuming most of you guys have read this already, you already know all of the stuff that I'm gonna say for the most part in just regards to Stone Ocean, but I'm gonna do a little recap and then talk about it because that's how I like doing things around here. So I guess stick around for that. I gotta go get something to drink. So Jolyne Kujo is our main protagonist for the 6th part of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series, Stone Ocean. Being the daughter of Jotaro Kujo, Jolyne is our only female JoJo up to date. And Stone Ocean starts off with Jolyne being framed for murder, following her being sent off to the Green Dolphin Street prison, where shit starts to go downhill. She awakens her stand, and the Joestar legacy continues with Dio's descendants, coming in and attacking her, and things just unfold from there. And that's pretty much the start of Stone Ocean. It's just a quick brief summary of it. It's pretty much just what happens, but yeah. So that happens, and long story short, Jotaro goes to visit Jolyne at the jail, and when he does go to visit, they're attacked by stand users, and then Jotaro has his stand removed through another stand who they don't know the user of. At this moment, the stand is White Snake, and the stand has the ability to take out, I guess extract is a better word. It has the ability to extract people's memories or their stand abilities if they have one through the form of a disc. So White Snake takes out Jotaro's Star Platinum stand disc, and it leaves him in a state where he can't function properly, and he's taken into recovery by the Speedwagon Foundation, and this happens very early on. So this is pretty much what gives Jolyne her objective of recovering the stand disc of her father so that he can be healed, and to eliminate the stand user of White Snake that had crippled her father and left her in this state. So that's pretty much our main plot line for part 6. Jolyne is thrown into jail because she is framed by her boyfriend, who is a piece of shit, and they need to go back and get Jotaro's stand disc. So off the bat, Jolyne is following her father's footsteps in a journey to save her parent, just similar to how Jotaro went to Egypt to fight Dio to save Holly's life. Jolyne is going through prison life and making her way through the prison as the days go by to locate her father's stand disc back. So kind of like Josuke and Giorno before her, Jolyne does carry character traits over from her father, which is to be expected. But like the prior Joestars, she keeps her own identity, not being Jotaro Jr., just being a carbon copy, similar to Josuke and Giorno, who Josuke acts similar to Joseph at times, but he's not a carbon copy, he's Josuke. And Giorno kind of has a Dio vibe to him sometimes, but he's not a carbon copy. And that's just in terms of character development and things like that. Jolyne is just, a normal teenager that wanted to live a normal teenage life, but she's thrown into a giant shitstorm because her boyfriend is a piece of shit, like I mentioned before. And he frames her, and he gets out of having to go to jail, and then she ends up having to go to jail, and, it's bad. But the bright side of Jolyne being thrown into prison is that she does end up meeting Hermes and Foo Fighters. So at least, something good happens to her, and she's able to meet Emporio. She meets Weather Report and Anasui through Emporio also. So she at least has these people that can help her find the stand disc. So I guess that's good. And, even with friends there to support her in the search for her father's stand disc, Jolyne hasn't had her father around, in her life for a long time in the first place. So even if she didn't have a deep connection with him at the time, or just a connection with him, at all at this point, similar to Josuke's situation with Joseph, she still cares for him because at the end of the day, that is her father. And I'm comparing this to Josuke because, Josuke doesn't have Joseph in his life. And when Joseph does show up in part 4, things are a little awkward at first, but that is still his dad at the end of the day. He can't completely hate him. It's more of those things where he's just happy that he's there, now, when he wasn't there before. And it might be, hard for Jolyne to trust people because of this, but, Jotaro still is her dad at the end of the day, so she doesn't have, much of a choice but to go out and help him. And that's pretty much our objective for the part, so that's what she's going to spend most of her time, worrying about and doing, aside from trying to get out of prison itself. And then after that, skip ahead some time, and we get to the Dragon's Dream fight in the maximum security prison cell. And after this fight happens, Jolyne is injured, and she's laying on the stairs with Foo Fighters and Anasui. Foo Fighters is trying to heal her, and Jolyne has this kind of dream, sort of revelation, vision thing. She calls it a dream. And it's herself at the age of 14 getting charged for car theft, and she's thrown into the prison. When she's sitting inside of the prison, she sees a man dressed similarly to Jotaro walk in, and she gets all excited thinking it's him. But she's just quickly disappointed after that when she realizes, oh, that's not him. And the guy really does look like Jotaro. He has that same outfit and everything. He's real big and stuff, but it's not him. It's not Jotaro at all. So then she looks over to the side because she hears her mother freaking out, talking on the phone, and she's speaking to Jotaro, and she's complaining to Jotaro about the situation and saying, I don't believe my daughter would ever do something like that. She's not the type of person. And she's like, no, don't hang up. And apparently they have a falling out at this moment, and they kind of just don't get along well, or whatever. Something goes on, and Jotaro hangs up. And then Jolyne is leaving with her mother out of the prison after that. And when they're on their way out of the prison, Jolyne does hear a man who kind of looks like, I guess, would be her lawyer. And he's speaking to some of the people inside of the jail, and he's telling them that since she feels betrayed or whatever by her father, and, since she doesn't have him, there's just this weird connection between the two. And until that bond is fixed, she won't understand what true love is like, and she'll be, manipulated easily, and she'll believe other people's lies and stuff because she just has so much love to give to people. But she doesn't know how to truly, give it out the right way without being used. And she's pretty much just an easy target for scumbag pieces of shit like her boyfriend Romeo. And that's why, the situation happens, and she's framed for murder. So that happens. But when this happens, she also hears the guy say that she wouldn't become a complete person until her father taught her what true love was. And until they had this, I guess, reconnection with each other. But she would also have to be willing to learn. And when this happens, Jolyne is no longer looking at her vision or ever her dream. It pans out back to her, and Jolyne has a scar on her arm that forms in the shape of her name, and it spells out Jolyne, and it's like a really weird cut. And Foo Fighters is like, oh shit, do I heal this? It kind of looks like it's spelling something out or whatever. And she's like, no, this is fine. This is just naturally healing. It's okay. It's not anything else. And Jolyne sees her name on her arm or whatever, and she understands that through this dream, her father had been protecting her and her mother ever since Jolyne was born, and he was avoiding them and trying to, avoid being near them too often to keep them out of harm's way so they wouldn't get involved with crazy Stan stuff, because Jotaro knows Stan users are attracted to Stan users, and because Jotaro killed Dio and Stan users are attracted to Stan users, he knows that eventually something will come back up and haunt him. It's the Joestar curse. Somebody will eventually show up again and do something to him or try to attack him, and he doesn't want to put Jolyne or his wife in danger for this, so he kept them out of the way so they wouldn't get involved. And at this exact same moment that Jolyne realizes this, and she says that she understands Jotaro's feelings and emotions with every being, every little fiber of her being or whatever. She understands this. Alright, so a bit of an interruption there, but anyways, Jotaro's being watched over by Speedwagon Foundation, like I mentioned before. And this is happening while Jolyne is having her revelation in her dream. And while that happens, she realizes that, or he realizes, I'm sorry, or no, I had a brain fart for a second there. Jotaro's arm also gets the same Jolyne scar on it, and it spells out her name. And the people from the Speedwagon Foundation are freaking out about it, and they're like, oh, what is this? What's going on right now? I don't understand any of this. This doesn't make any sense. This is all weird. And then one of the guys notices it, is no, is he's reads it out loud, and he says Jolyne, and he pronounces it slowly, and he's like, nah, there's no way this is going on. I'm just seeing things. So this happens at the same time as Jolyne has her scar, and she has this dream. And it's at this moment that she says she's connected to Jotaro. She understands his feelings and his emotions. She understands he's not a piece of shit. So then we skip ahead a bit more after this arc, and with the sacrifice of Foo Fighters, rest in peace Foo, hashtag free my nigga Foo Fighters down below in the comments. But with the sacrifice of Foo Fighters happening, Anasui is able to retrieve Jotaro's stand disc, which results in a confrontation between Jolyne and Pucci for it. Finally, she gets to meet the guy that caused her so much problem, like gave her so many issues and problems in the prison and caused her so much grief. She finally has her confrontation with him. He ends up leaving, and then we skip ahead to the fight with Weather Report and Pucci, which ends with Weather Report's death. But luckily, even though this happens, Jolyne is able to finally give the Speedwagon Foundation her father's stand disc so that they can heal him. And we'll fast forward to the battle at the Kennedy Space Center, where Jolyne is about to get shot by Pucci, who had just stolen a gun from a nearby police officer, and time stops. She's moved out of the way, and Pucci's hit. And then who else would be there other than Jotaro, who is standing there looking like the hero, looking like a boss, holding Jolyne in his arms, who, he just saved his daughter from being shot by Pucci. And he shows up and he's there to, help for the rest of the fight. And now he's finally recovered. He gets there at the last second given, but he still shows up. And the two of them understand how they feel about each other. The two of them understand that they care for each other. Jolyne no longer feels, bitter towards him. She no longer feels disconnected to her father. So they finally have this relationship fixed, and they're finally, okay. So that happens, and it's great. And it's very, I guess, closing. It gives you like a good closure in the situation. It's like finally, after the whole part goes on, after all this build up between Jotaro and Jolyne, we finally understand that they are okay with each other again. We finally understand that the father-daughter relationship is back. He's there to protect his daughter and their friends, and to attack Pucci and to get rid of him so that they can all live happily ever after, which doesn't happen because they stay reunited with each other until their inevitable deaths happen shortly after. But even though they do reach their inevitable deaths, the two remain close to each other, fighting with their last moments of their life, trying to protect each other and everybody else, which ends up resulting in Jolyne being the last one that dies. But she's able to help Emporio escape until the universe resets, and he's able to get rid of Pucci himself. So even in these last dying moments, Jotaro is over here fighting his ass off, doing whatever he can, whenever he can, to try and help Jolyne and her friends to beat Pucci. And he just has this general concern the entire time. And one of the funnier moments out of this little situation, actually, one of the moments where Jotaro kind of stands out more as a father, is when Anasui is like, hey, I know this is really misplaced right now, and I know we're probably about to die, but do you care if I marry your daughter? And Jotaro's kind of just like, dude, really? Now's not the time and place for that. It's just like, Anasui, you can wait until after we don't die, even though they all die anyways. But he's kind of just like, like, really, dude? And it's one of those funny things where he like holds like Jolyne close to him, and he's like, no, go away. Precious, my child. Leave her alone. And it's just like, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. But, it's one of those parent moments, I guess, just in the part. And it's really cool. And by the way, I had somebody complain about a spoiler being in the part 5 video. I've had a spoiler warning in my videos, so like in the very first like minute or so of the video, since I started uploading in October. So if you guys get spoiled and you come to a JoJo video expecting no spoilers, then I don't know what you were expecting. I have spoiler warnings, but anyways, yeah, they all die. Emporio lives on happily ever after, and he ends up meeting Irene, which is the Jolyne equivalent of that universe, and she goes with Irene and Anarchist and the Hermes of that universe also, and they go drive off to go see the Jotaro of that universe, and that's the end of the part. Very bittersweet ending for part 6. Very bittersweet. I have a 30-minute video talking about this and talking about Hayato as well. And it was really fun making that video. It's a sad video, but it's cool. You guys can check it out. It's one of my earlier videos. I'm really happy I made it, but that's the part 6 ending. But there's just, I've seen people that say that Jotaro and Jolyne have like a weird relationship, or that Jotaro's like a bad dad. they understand each other. Jolyne even says herself that he's not bad. It's in the manga. If you guys read the manga, you guys will see these things that are there. Here's these context clues. There's Jotaro specifically saying he cares about his daughter. There's this flashback chapter. They literally throw this, well, not flashback chapter, but they throw this Jolyne and Jotaro chapter that I mentioned earlier, where she has the dream thing, kind of like revelation, vision thing, whatever you want to call it. They throw that as a whole chapter in between the end of the Dragon's Dream fight and the start of the next fight. They literally like pause everything and they give you this good bit of story, and they give you, you know, this information on these two characters, because it's a father and daughter relationship. He's, you know, she's working like just like Jotaro did, to get, you know, something back and to help somebody, being their parent. Jotaro's going to Egypt to fight Dio to kill him so that he can save his mother. Jolyne is going to get Jotaro's stand disc back so that she can save her father. It's the same thing. Which I also like that they have this recurring theme of them trying to save their parents. It's pretty cool. Thank you, Rocket, for doing that. But, you know, they have this connection there. It's there. Saying that they're like, he's a bad dad or whatever is just like, it's just a dumb thing. They have this connection. It's there. Read the manga, guys. Really, just read the manga. Honestly, it's the biggest thing I can say. But they're both good characters. They're both very fun. I'm going to do a video talking about Jolyne's stand Stone Free soon. It might come out on Wednesday, because I might start working on it immediately after I finish making this video. I'm not sure yet. That'll be fun to make, because her stand is actually stronger than a lot of people remember it being. She's very smart with it too, and she can do a lot of different and useful things with it. So Stone Free is a cool stand. I'm going to be talking about that because I do want to talk more about Jolyne. I just wanted to make this video today to kind of, you know, talk about this, I guess, because a lot of people, like I said, I've seen them say, oh, you know, this relationship is awkward, or Jotaro's a bad dad. It's like people just, I don't know why people hate him. He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad character. He's definitely not the greatest character, but by part 6, he's a really concerned and, you know, grown man, and he's concerned about his kid. And that's more than enough for me to like the character a lot. I think that's really cool. The writing is really good. Araki did a good job with these two characters, and he did a good job ending off Jotaro Kujo's, you know, storyline right there. So I thought that was cool. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you guys want me to do any more videos talking about these or things like this, go ahead and comment down below. Comment down below any other video suggestions that you guys might want to see me do on the channel. Of course, stay tuned for Friday. We're going to have another JoJo Friday video coming out. I'm going to be talking about something. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about yet, but I'm going to talk about something. Maybe I'll talk about something part 5 related, because part 5 has, you know, been on the mind lately. Hoping that the anime comes out soon. Again, part 3, I might talk about part 6 again on Wednesday, talking about Stone Free. It might happen on Wednesday. If not, it'll happen like next week, but I will make that video soon. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and all that other good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
In the hands of another, danger, falling in love like this, close, we're craving the dark so completely, so